So welcome back, 4-Wheel Drive UK. We're back down at the workshop, down at the unit today. I know there's not been a massive amount of tracks and that been out on content recently, but it's the time of year, you know, January and one thing. We'll be putting that right very shortly. We've got a busy schedule coming up. But what we're going to do today is we've had quite a few requests of people on the YouTube channel, also on the Facebook and bits and pieces, asking for a bit of a walk round of the trucks. So we thought, well, it's a nice day, isn't it? The sun's out. We haven't got a lot else on today. So yeah, I thought we'd start with a bit of a walk round of the old girl Dora. Now, I've had Dora quite a long time. Bought Dora, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. It was my road car. She was a lovely old bus back then. As you can see now, very different. So what we'll do is we'll have a walk round and we'll basic talk through of probably not all of the mods, because I can't remember all of them, to be honest. What are you laughing at? Fat kid over there, look. He knows what my memory's like. Close up on this burger. That's a folded joint in there normally. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick wander around. Now if I miss stuff and I come back, you just have to bear with me, because my memory's not the best, you know. It happens when you get to my age. So what we'll do is we'll have a wander around the outside. Starting up top here. This is a full length roof rack. I bought this from Direct 4x4, and I bought that, yeah. They haven't given it me. But Direct 4x4, if you're watching, you want to give us anything, no worries. Only a laugh, that, obviously. But yeah, it started off life as an half basket on the front. I don't know if maybe you've watched some of my videos, you'll see now that I've changed tents. So when I got the self-setting tent, again 4x4, if you want to give me anything. When we got the self-setting tent, it wouldn't fit, so we've had to just modify that, take that off. But brilliant thing, roof rack, it also does doubles up for bashing through trees in North Wales. It does well. You know what it's like in North Wales, we've got lots of very low trees. So, paid for itself time and time again. They're not an expensive mod, not really. Coming down off that, you can see I've got bush cables. Something we made up ourselves, just with some stainless cables and some fittings either end. Does help massively. Again, like I say, when we do a lot round sort of North Wales, Mid Wales, where we've got a lot of overhanging trees, bushes, makes quite a difference. Mr. Plod doesn't like them on the road though, beware, beware. Okay, so walking around, you can see the Dora's been raptored. I like the raptor coating, really like the raptor coating. It's not to everyone's taste. Dora was done about 12 months ago, just over 12 months now. As you can see, there's a few lines, but she's been through some major scratchy stuff. And to be honest, it's as it was when it was done, I think. So I'm quite pleased with it, really, quite pleased with the Raptor. That all seems to be going well. So walking around to the back, you see we're on the, it's not got standard bumpers. This was just a cheap eBay bumper that I bought, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Did used to have the scallops that came down, because you can see now all my quarters are cut for clearance. So what I've done over time is I've basically cut that off, modified it, put a plate on the bottom. You'll see we've taken out the rear lights that usually on the 10Ps, your indicators and stuff are in the back. I've rewired mine now that they actually work in here. So we've got yellow bulbs into the reverse lights, and my reverse light now works onto the LED at the top there, the floodlight. So yeah, that's the bumper. We've got a NATO hitch on the back there because we do have plans. I do have a Sankey trailer which we have plans of at some point, you know what we're like with our projects, but at some point we are going to make a camp trailer and take that with us. We're currently on 33-inch tyres. As you know, 37s have been on Dora for quite some time. So we're on the back here. I've got a Dirt Monkey off-road rear wheel carrier. Again, it was bought, wasn't given to us, but if anyone would like to give us anything, we're not against that. Can't knock it. It's been brilliant, you know. To be fair, fits straight onto the original mounts. Fits well. As you can see, there's loads of clearance there under the bumper, and even with a 37 on when I had the Land Dragons, never hit the bumper. Carries everything well. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Nicely four-wheel drive UK sticker there. Get yours. Don't forget to speak to the fat kid. You get you one. Right round to this side, pretty much the same as the other. As you can see, I have issues with losing arches, but for this exercise it's probably quite good, because now you can actually see the extent we've had to go to with Dora to cutting out. So we've taken quite a lot of bodywork away. When we look into the backs, you can see there's very little left of the wheel arch, to be honest. But that serves well. We get quite a lot of flex, quite a lot of movement, and I don't get any tyre rub now on the body, which is nice. Again, rock sliders. These were only cheap. They came from eBay many years ago. They were longer than they are now, as you can see. As I've cut more out, we basically cut bits off, plate them up, do the job. Good strong bit of kit. Saved me doors many times. So well worth the money. Well worth the money. Get yourself a set of rock sliders. Standard safari snorkel, nothing major. Standard stuff really. Everybody gets one. I tend to run mine with the snorkel facing to the side. I find if I put it to the back, she sort of drags a little bit and doesn't get the same kind of power. If I put it to the front, she just sucks water in all day long. So stick mine to the side. We've got our breathers here off the axles going straight in. Pop them straight into there. Keep everything nice and sweet. Again, on the front you can see quite heavily cut away. Not an awful lot of the wing left there, to be honest. But again, does well. We're going to change. At the minute I'm running standard turrets on this. We have a 3-inch lift on suspension, 2-inch on body. So I'd like a little bit more flex. I'm running +5 shocks from Old Man Emu, which are fantastic. Really good, nice ride. Take the beating, really do take the beating over time. So I'm going to put some lowered turrets on the front so that we get a bit more downward flex on the front wheels, a bit less wheel lift, and a bit more comfortable in the car, to be honest. It's a bit hairy when them wheels keep lifting. So round to the front, just changed the bumper. Bought this off a guy on Facebook, Nigel Gleeson maybe, I think his name. Lovely bit of kit, to be fair. I think the guy makes it in his garage. Big shout out to you, Nige. Really impressed with it. Strong. Again, before I put this one on, I just had the plate, the standard sort of eBay 5mm plate, you know, which everyone gets, twisted to death. Straightened it so many times, strengthened it so many times, and then we gave up the ghost. Now you might remember from the last video, the Kai Dai, that this actually ended up like that. It wasn't the bumper. That was the front end of the chassis, which has now all been strengthened and reinforced. That won't happen again. So yeah, a couple of little lights on there just for show, really. This is my CB aerial. I find it better on here rather than on the roof. Get better reception. Just bought a new Winch Max after the Kai Dai episode, funny enough, because the Super Winch one that we had on just wouldn't pull him up, wouldn't pull him out. There was something wrong with it. So can't knock that Winch Max. I think it was about 400 quid, just short. Used it a few times, plenty of power in that. I think it's 13,500 pound, which is more than enough to pull this big fat girl out of anywhere. So yeah, that's there. Now getting down, lower down, underneath, we've just again Dirt Monkey off-road. Really nice steering guards that they put out there. Connor's car at Kai Dai got towed up by Jason all the way up, just on this on the steering guard. because we ruined his bumper and his front chassis, as you remember. So yeah, you can't knock that. That's been fantastic. Underneath here, I'm also running Gwyn Lewis Sumo bars with heavy duty tracker ends, all greasable. Old Man Emu steering damper. Again, I don't really rate the standard stuff, you know, any but kind of beatings you throw at it. In the front axle there, we're running an Ashcroft air locker, same in the rear, so we're twin locked. I'm also running Ashcroft heavy duty half shafts in the front here, and heavy duty CVs as well. Quite an expensive bit of kit, I've got to be honest with you. They are an expensive bit of kit, but boy oh boy, they are worth it. I used to chew through CVs on this car every couple of weeks, three, 4 times. I'd changed them all, spent the money, went on these. I had these in now 2 years possibly, never had an issue. Really impressed. Also running Adrenaline 3-degree caster arm, adjusted arms on the front to make up for the lift. Makes all the difference. Self-centre's much better, lighter on the steering now than it used to be. I've also got on the front here is an adjustable panhard rod. Since now it's gone over. Generally, if you go over the 2-inch lift, I've found, then you really need a bit of an adjustment there. That's made all the difference again. That's going to allow me now to put my lowered turrets back on and get a bit more flex on the front, we hope. So yeah, that's the front end there, pretty much covered. Going further down underneath, I don't know where we get down underneath here now. See, you can't really see so well, but I'm running a Gwyn Lewis Extreme, whatever it is, but major extreme front prop on this fantastic bit of kit. Again, quite expensive, not everybody's cup of tea, but I've put one on. It's fully greasable, and I just can't knock it. Wide angled, does really well. On the back, what I've decided to do on that one was, anyone who runs a TD5 Discovery will know the donuts are a nightmare. So that's had a 200 TDI prop conversion put on the back. That was done again maybe 18 months ago. Not had an issue since. The back again is running with an air locker. We've said that, haven't we? We've changed all the bushes down there as well to, what have I got on there now? Are they Proflex? Proflex, I think, bushes. I've tried all sorts of makes. These ones, they've only been on a few months, but to be fair, she's a nice drive now. It's good. It feels nice. So as you can see, not standard rear quarters on this one. Bit of a story behind that, to be honest. There's a place over near, I think it's near Bradford Way, Tongue, Pay and Play. Oh, what a place! What a place! Went there with a couple of lads, or last year before maybe. And in one of the particular tracks there, got into a bit of a predicament. Some rocks sticking out one side, some trees sticking out the other. You'll never get through, you'll never... Wrong thing to say to somebody driving this. Wrong thing to say. So as you can see, we tried to get through. Didn't quite work. We ended up putting this window through in Tongue. So we plated that off. Lovely little dragon. Nice touch. Say hello to the dragon. So just to match it up really, we thought we'd best go down the other side. So I didn't smash both, I only smashed one. I do learn occasionally. So as you can see, all nice and solid. Won't break them again. The things you do. The things you do. Hey. So yeah, that's about done with the drivetrain, I think. We have got a CDL working on this car. It came with a CDL in the box because it's an early one. However, there was no linkage. So what we've done on this now is we're running the actuator kits that we found that run off the EGR modulator. So I'll show you under the bonnet here. We'll have a quick look under here and see what we've done under here. As you can see, I'm sporting a bit of an injury. Don't really want to go into that now. So, as you look under here, you can see there's a couple of modifications. One we've just done recently is we've changed that pipe there for a piece of silicone. What tends to happen is they have a flexi pipe there that's sort of like, looks a bit like fabric. It tends to get porous. It started on Dora and we started pulling water in there, so we've just changed that over to silicone. Turbo's been changed, so we're running quite a big map on this. TD5 inside, Jose, big shout out to Jose. He's mapped this up for me. We've also gone the extra bit and we've got a CR Turbos VNT running on this as well now, which is quite nice. It doesn't look nice at the minute because it's covered in mud. It's not supposed to look that way, but they are a nice piece of kit. So we've got that, so we're getting lots of power out of Dora. Like I was saying to you earlier, the EGR modulator, which is that thing there, that now controls the CDL. So we've just got a switch on the dash. A thicker core, better radiator on there, a bit thicker, keeps the engine a bit cooler with it being a 10P. Underneath there as well in front, I'm actually running an AirTech intercooler now, much bigger, much thicker core on it. They are cast aluminium with the AirTech ones, which makes a much better heat soak, I believe. Listen to me talking like I know what I'm saying. Plaster of me, no idea. But honestly, seems to have made a big difference. So yeah, that's the other two bits in there. Not really a lot of the modifications under there, but you'll see she's sporting a nice shiny new set of headlights, which I sorted out last week. Injuries. But yeah, they should be nice. She gives a nice bit of light now, so I can see where I'm going. I think that's about it outside on the front. Pop this back down so it's not. Also running a 52-inch curved light bar. Don't use it very often, I'll be honest. But we are going to start going out doing a bit more laning at nights and stuff like that. I'm sure you'd like to see us getting stuck somewhere in the middle of the bloody night. I don't know why, but I'm sure you'd love to. So we're going to do a bit more of that as well. So walking around, going through to the inside of the car now. As I've said before, she's not a daily, so don't expect this to be pristine. Pretty much the inside was stripped out. I've taken all the carpets out, all the soundproofing out, all the deadening, everything came out because I got sick of the smell of mud and mould and dirt. So as you can see now, she's pretty much bare, and we just fitted her back with some rubber mats. I find it much easier, that way I can sort of like mop her out, get all the mud out. It doesn't matter when we're off-road. I've taken out the old original Land Rover seats, which were very uncomfortable and very gruesomely big. So then she's now fitted with a set of RX-8 seats, all electric, as you can see, which is a bit posh really for Dora. Heated, which is lovely, in Strata in November. So yeah, some nice seats in the front there. The other one, the other side's the same. Inside here, I don't know where we can get through, and you can see I'm running a split charge system, the T-Max system, which basically what that does is we've got a leisure battery sat in the back, which I'll show you in a minute, and our main starter battery under there. This clever system basically makes sure that both of those batteries are fully charged at all times. And then should we lose power in, as we did earlier today, in the starter battery, there's actually a link button there. So you can actually just press the button, link the two batteries, and that puts the power out of your leisure battery into your starter battery, so you can still get going. Quite a clever piece of kit, not very expensive, well worth having. Also an absolute must, is the CB. So I run a Midland set. I've tried all sorts of different ones. My first one was about 25 quid as a kit off eBay, which did well. I find now I get better now with buying a decent one. So I'm running a CB Midland set there, just an ordinary everyday set. I also have a boost gauge set there in the lovely monster can. Looks good. I run an EGR gauge on this car as well now. Since having the big map and running the extra power, I tend to try and keep her about on a run. She's down running, only running at about 300 on the EGR. But once she gets up to about 750, 760, you need to be taking care and easing off. So another good addition is your EGR, not an EGR, an EGT gauge, not an EGR gauge, EGT gauge. Good thing to buy, EGT gauge. Also on the dash there, I've got my two locker switches, so my front and rear air lockers are on there. On the dash here is the little switch for the CDL. The kit that we were telling you about before was just a little illuminated switch, so that you can really see it from around there. Nothing major down here apart from the air horn. Oh, no air in it at the moment. So that's all as it should be. On this side here, this is my mapping device holder for the iPad, which is great. Again, cheap things, you know, make life so much easier. I do have an inclinometer. That's more for not really bothered when we're on the tracks, to be honest. The more lean we get, the better. That's more for setting up for tents. There's nothing worse than trying to sleep and you're on one side, is it? So inclinometer in there, pretty much just for setting up the tents. And also, that particular one does have a speed, a GPS speed on it. Because running the bigger tyres, I'm sure you know, I'm not trying to teach your grandmother how to suck eggs, but I'm sure you know with the bigger tyres, your speedo there really means nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's nice to have a check on that as well. Right, so I think that's the driver's CAD done. We'll go around the other side, I'll show you what we've done with the ECU. Because as you know, on these generally the ECU sat under the bonnet there. When you do the amount of wading and river crossings and water that we do, not a good idea to have that ECU in there. So this has been asked, I think, a couple of times on some of the videos on YouTube. What I've done is I've set my ECU there where there would have been the handle and the passenger airbag. So we bought an extension loom, cheap enough off eBay. I think, well, they were cheap. I think they're about probably 500 quid at the minute. You can barely just see the looms there coming through because I broke off my centre console there. But they go through, up through there and plugged into there. That way I know I can get this deep, broken down, and it doesn't really matter, I'm not losing the ECU. So again, a good addition if you can get that, that's a good idea. So round to the back now, inside in the back, I've stripped it all out, to be honest. We're going to do another build on Dora, and we're going to turn her into, I wouldn't say an Overlander because she's not, is she? But I want to make a more comfortable camper, if you like, for the longer trips that we do. So we've got a few bits of kit, and at the moment it's a blank canvas. So I'll show you where we are in the inside at the minute. As you can see, it's pretty much stripped. So that's my leisure battery that we were talking about before. That will power all the 12 volt and everything that we need in here. At the minute, I've not got a lot. We've got a little inverter here that we use when we're off-road now, just for charging camera batteries and bits and pieces. It's not big enough to run a kettle or anything like that at the minute. I think that's 1,000 watt. But we will be building that in. There's all sorts to go into here when we do get going. Inside here we've got a little diesel heater. Because, like I said to you earlier, we've taken all the carpets outdoors. It gets very cold in the winter. Also changed to an aluminium radiator, which helps keep the engine cool. These TD5s, especially the early TD5 10P that I'm running, do not like to get hot. Do not like to get hot. So, therefore, the engine temperatures in the winter are never very good. The heaters are not very good. So that little diesel heater there, 5 kilowatt diesel heater, I think I paid about 90 quid for it on eBay. Bargain. Grab yourself one, trust me, they're fantastic. I think Connor uses one, a smaller one, and he actually heats his tent. So he's got a big duct. They're fantastic things. Grab yourself one, honestly. So that's, here we've got the little diesel tank for that. It's all a bit Heath Robinson at the minute because we've just set it up just so we can go out and take it out. Behind that we've got my little onboard compressor, which again is a cheap little eBay thing that I paid about 30 quid for. We will be changing that again during this build because now we want to be doing much more. We want to be able to air our own tyres up and one thing or another. So that will be getting changed. We'll do some videos on that. We've got some quite smart kit to go into this one. Believe it or not, I don't know whether, yeah, why not? We're going to go all out on this now. So we're going to have hot and cold running water. We're going to go the full Monty with it. So keep an eye on here. We've got fridge slides, we've got cookers, we've got a little gas boiler, believe it or not. We've actually bought ourselves a little gas combi boiler that will hook on the side, which will allow us to have hot showers on the tracks. Hot showers on the tracks! What's things coming to? I don't know. Anyway, right, so that's where we are with it at the moment. Bit boring in the back there, I'm sure. I'd like to show you a lot more. Unfortunately, I ain't got it. But if we can, what we'll do is we'll do another one as well of the party bus. You can have a look round party bus, because I know everyone loves to see the big old party bus out on the track. So we'll have another look round that. She's got a slightly different build to Dora, in so much as she's much nicer inside. She's a nice place to be inside, not like Dora. And we'll also do a walk around of Big Blue when we get a chance. Because again, that's a different build again, and maybe we can show you all the different builds and the different things you can do. There's no need to go as mad as I have on this. I have spent quite a lot of money. I'll never recoup it, and that's not the point. You know, the point is with this is it's nice to be the smart arse that gets places. But we'll see. We'll see how we go with the other ones. Hopefully we can get something in this and mash it all together so it's worth watching. And stick with us. Keep giving us a big thumbs up, hey, on the likes. Subscribe, share, ring the bell. Make sure you get that there so you'll know exactly when we put new stuff out. And then as far as merchandising and stuff, I want to say a big thank you again to everyone. I know I keep saying this, but I'm overwhelmed really by the kind of support we're getting, the fantastic like comments we're getting back in. Hopefully we're going to keep you all happy and keep you all bubbling. And we'll get some merchandise out. We're looking into getting t-shirts and stuff printed. These things just take a little bit of time. This has taken off much quicker than the three of us thought it would. And it really is just the three of us. There's only me, Connor and Josh in here sort of trying to sort all this out. Stick with us and hopefully we'll get you something that we can keep putting out to you every week that everybody really likes. Thanks again for your support. Chinese diesel heater in there, just having all the sides. What the f is wrong with you people? Right, so like I was saying,